This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
To know that $274 is just floating around in limbo somewhere, I don't know if I'm ever going to get that back from them.
New at 11, hundreds of Indianapolis families are facing financial issues just a week before Christmas after a technical error from Indianapolis Power and Light.
The error caused IPL to take duplicate payments from customer bank accounts.
RTV6's Cornelius Hawker shows you how frustrating it's been for families that are waiting for their money to return.
The original insufficient fund fee, that's what came out last night.
The fees have been adding up for Stephanie Kopp because of an ordeal with IPL. It started last Friday when she went online to pay her electric bill. The first time she paid, her balance didn't change, so she did it again, thinking it didn't go through.
I know it takes a while to process the payment, so I didn't think anything about it, but I kept having like this bad feeling like I probably double paid.
Her suspicions were correct, but she couldn't do anything about the double charge because IPL's offices were closed. First thing Monday morning, she called and was promised the money would be back into her account in 1 to 2 days.
Every day it's 1 to 2 days. Every day you call, no matter what, even if it's already been 1 to 2 days.
Early Wednesday morning, anxious to see if her money was there, Stephanie logged into her account.
I wanted to throw up. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what came out? And I went through and they had taken it out again.
That third charge is what did it for Stephanie. $574 gone in 5 days. She's now letting her bank handle this issue.
I didn't want to wake up tomorrow and have another $274 taken out instead of that being put in. I just didn't want it to keep going. So Chase had to run it as a fraudulent charge.
Stephanie tells me what makes this worse is that it happened right around the holidays, and more than likely families have not been able to do their last-minute Christmas shopping. Other people have reached out to us saying that they haven't been able to pay their bills because of these duplicate charges. And as for IPL, a spokeswoman sent us an email saying that they are sorry for this inconvenience to their customers, and people can expect refunds between 1 to 2 business days. We'll be checking in with them to make sure that happens. Working for you in Indianapolis, I'm Cornelius Hawker for RTV6.
And if you have a problem and need help getting answers, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
A frigid night in central Indiana. We're well on our way to the single digits. Let's check in with meteorologist Kyle Mounts for your forecast.
Yeah, and Mark, some of us are already there, like Kokomo, down to 8 degrees right now. We're still sitting at 12 in Indianapolis. We did not warm up a whole lot today, even though we saw some sunshine this afternoon. We only made it to 25 degrees in the city. Fortunately, the winds have calmed down, but it's still enough that it's making it feel like 4 in Indy. Feels like 6 degrees for you in Muncie. Clear skies out there tonight as high pressure is going to continue to build overhead. That keeps our weather quiet, but with those clear skies, we don't have a blanket of cloud cover to hold up those temperatures. So we're going to be dropping down to around 6 for an overnight temperature with those clear skies and wind chills right around 0 as kids are heading to the bus stop.
Volunteers were out today making sure pets have access to safe and warm areas during this frigid weather. Indianapolis Animal Care Services has been teaming up with Fido, Friends of Indianapolis Dogs Outside, to help with calls about outdoor animals when temperature swings below 20 degrees. We followed along with a group of volunteers last month, and today they made about 10 calls, mostly to properties where they've noticed dogs outside in the past. Now, Fido says even when temperatures are between 20 and 40 degrees, pets kept outside need insulated bedding and shelter like a doghouse. And the best way to file a complaint about a stray dog or dog left out in the cold is through the Request Indy app or by calling the Mayor's Action Center at 317-327-4622.
Shocking moments today in a Fulton County courtroom at the sentencing of a woman who hit and killed 3 children at a bus stop. The mother of those children is spending tonight in custody and could be facing charges of her own. Brittany Engel was led from the courthouse in handcuffs. She could be charged with misdemeanor battery. Engel confronted and lunged at Alyssa Shepard during the sentencing hearing. The Fulton County prosecutor says she hit Shepard with either her hand or elbow. Shepard was found guilty in October in the death of Engel's daughter, Olivia, and her twin boys, Mason and Xavier. Another boy was seriously hurt in that bus stop crash. Today, Shepard was sentenced to 4 years in prison, 3 years of home detention, and 3 years of probation. Her driver's license will also be suspended for 10 years. The grandfather of the children who were killed, Brittany Engel's father, spoke about the family's frustration with the sentence.
Personally, we felt that she should have gotten at least 10 years to serve minimum. I know know they have to take all the other things into account, but as far as that we're concerned, we've really felt the punishment should have been more stringent.
In October of 2018, Shepherd was driving down a dark state highway in Rochester when she drove by a school bus that had its stop arm extended. She barely let off the gas before hitting the children. After Shepherd was found guilty in October, Brittany Engel told reporters she did not believe Shepherd showed any remorse.
Voters in Washington Township will decide whether to approve 2 tax referendums worth more than $400 million. One referendum is $16 million over 8 years for operating costs. Another is for $285 million for construction costs. Included in this referendum is a project that caught the attention of at least one RTV6 viewer. It could turn a green space on the north side of the city into a service center for Washington Township Schools transportation operations. RTV6's Cameron Riddle is working for you with a look at the changes the district says are necessary for the safety of students and bus drivers.
Driving one of these bad boys on a clear and calm day is challenging enough, but doing it in a parking lot with limited space fighting parents and teenage drivers is a daily headache for the bus drivers here in Washington Township. And that's why the district says it is now time to make a change.
It's not a typical arrangement that most school systems will have. Most school systems will have all of their school buses housed in one location, and typically that location, they'll call it a bus depot or a bus hub.
In Washington Township, that bus hub is located in the center of 4 of the district schools, all built on a single piece of land known as Central Campus. As the schools continue to grow, there is less room for the district's 145 buses, 70 of which are parked behind North Central High School, and the rest at 2 additional parking lots on the east and west ends of Washington Township. That arrangement is putting a strain on the transportation department as the east and west lots don't have restrooms for drivers, fuel for the buses, or garages to fix those buses.
It's a lot more beneficial to have everyone there. Plus, from a maintenance perspective, you're not going 15 minutes this way, 15 minutes that way to grab a bus, shuttle it back and forth. We have a lot of drivers during the middle of the day that's one of their jobs, is assisting the garage with shuttling buses back and forth so that they can get serviced. So it's an additional challenge to do that.
In addition to a number of inefficiencies, Transportation Director Gary Clevenger says sharing a campus with 4 schools plus maintenance and ground staff has been a recipe for congestion and a host of near-miss collisions with student drivers from the high school. That's why the district is now considering building a new bus yard on what is currently a soccer field near 91st and College, land the district already owns.
It makes more sense to have those types of things separated because they are safe. It's safety sensitive work. These are all trained safety professionals that are driving these vehicles, and yet we're putting them in a position where they are literally inches in some case from a student's car. We all share the space, and there's only a few exits to get on or off campus. So we all have to use one of them. And so it can be a bit of a challenge.
Working for you on the north side, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And if the Washington Township Schools referendum passes in May, a new facility will house the district's buses, maintenance, and police vehicles in one standalone location. While the 91st and College soccer field is being considered, a final decision has not yet been made.
New at 11, a celebration for a community that might otherwise spend the holidays without the support that some of us take for granted. Damien Center held its annual holiday party at Central Christian Church. The center provides care and resources for those living with HIV and AIDS. Tonight's party is a chance for those who rely on the Damien Center to come together and celebrate the support they provide for one another year-round.
Some of our clients, don't have family. Maybe they don't have friends to celebrate the holidays with. So this is an opportunity to come and celebrate with us. So I think it means a lot.
This is the 10th year Damien Center has thrown a Christmas party. Tonight, more than 100 families attended.
Deep divisions during a historic moment for the country. President Trump has been impeached. We're taking a look at today's vote and what comes next.
Plus, a local pastor needs more people to step up so he has a fighting chance against cancer. We'll explain what you can do to help.
Busy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
President Trump is now the third president in history to be impeached after a long day on Capitol Hill.
ABC's Serena Marshall shows you how it all went down and what's next for the president and for Congress.
A bombshell assertion by President Trump's handpicked point person to Ukraine. U.S. Ambassador to the European Union Gordon Sondland testifying there was a quid pro quo involving Ukraine and the Trump administration's push for an investigation into the Bidens and the 2016 election.
Was there a quid pro quo? As I testified previously, with regard to the requested White House call and the White House meeting, the answer is yes.
Sondland also stating that he grew concerned when he began to presume that nearly $400 million in military aid was being withheld at the direction of the president as a stipulation.
President Trump wanted a public statement from President Zelensky committing to investigations of Burisma and the 2016 election.
Who would benefit from an investigation of the Bidens?
I assume President Trump would benefit.
There we have it, see?
Sondland insisting he wasn't acting alone, saying everyone, quote, was in the loop, but acknowledging that the president never told him directly. President Trump was quick to deny Sondland's account, recalling to reporters a conversation Sondland says took place in early September.
I want no quid pro quo. Tell Zelensky, President Zelensky, to do the right thing.
Republicans claim the right thing was fighting corruption.
Guess what? They got the money. They got the money.
But that call came one day after the White House learned of the whistleblower's complaint and just as Congress was launching its investigation. GOP lawmakers have also argued that Ukraine wasn't aware that military aid was being withheld during that now infamous July 25th phone call. But Laura Cooper, a Pentagon official, testified Wednesday that the Ukrainian embassy was asking what's going on with the aid that same day. Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Indiana representatives were split along party lines. No Republicans voted in favor of either article of impeachment.
Light displays are a special part of the holidays for many families, so tonight Metro Police made sure kids who are about to spend Christmas at Riley Hospital for Children could also get in on the action. IMPD officers set their cars up outside Riley and put on a show with their vehicle lights and flashlights. Children and their families watched from Riley's windows. Some even waved their own lights back at police.
We use our lights on a daily basis, and sometimes we're going to a crisis, so being able to turn our lights and just be able to see a joyful face on the other side of that, it's awesome.
Before the light show, officers visited with Riley patients, sang carols, and decorated crafts.
An Indianapolis pastor needs your help getting back to the pulpit to preach. The minister was diagnosed with leukemia in July, and now he's getting ready for his 7th round of chemotherapy. RTV6's Troy Washington learned there's a cure that can help him, and you could hold the key to unlocking his healing.
In my life, I have to walk by faith and not by sight.
It used to be the church motto at Christian Faith Missionary Baptist, but now those words have taken on a life of their own for Pastor Avery J. Bush.
If I go by what I see, I would have given up a long time ago. I would have threw in the towel.
In July, he was diagnosed with leukemia. Since then, he's been on a journey full of twists and turns.
It's really been an eye-opener. I had a chromosome called Philadelphia chromosome that 1 out of 5, they used the term, I believe, had it. And I just happened to be one of those ones.
Because of the genetic abnormality, without a bone marrow transplant, there's a chance the cancer will keep coming back.
I've had some days where, man, my wife will tell you, I've had some days I just start crying for, because I want to live.
Pastor Bush is set to start his 7th round of chemotherapy just 2 days before Christmas, but he says he's not giving up on the possibility of a Christmas miracle. It's likely the cure for his cancer will be found in someone with a similar DNA makeup, meaning someone of African American descent. The only problem is African Americans only make up a small portion of the bone marrow registry.
I'll keep my faith and hope and trust in God, and knowing that one day, I'll be back. I'm coming back. I'll be in the pulpit preaching.
It's a fight he's determined to win.
What we've been hoping and praying for all along is that God would find us a donor and that we would be healed. We would, get back to our normal life.
Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Well, this weekend, Friendship Missionary Baptist Church on the West Side will be holding a donor registry drive. It runs from 2 to 5 in the afternoon. The church is located at 1301 North Goodlette Avenue. Come find out if you are the match that could help Pastor Bush. Time now for your Storm Team 6 forecast, and it's been a frigid evening.
It has been very cold, and it's about to get a little colder.
Yeah, quite a bit. You know, we enjoyed a little sunshine today, so you needed the winter coat and the sunglasses. You're going to need both of those again tomorrow, and certainly that coat, probably the gloves to go along with it here, as we've got temperatures already in the lower teens in downtown. The wind is relaxing a little bit. It will kick up again during the day tomorrow, but right now it's enough to produce a wind chill of just 4 above 0 here in the city. 9 is the actual temperature on the thermometer there in Lafayette, and it feels like 6 in Muncie with a temperature of 14. Now, many of us are heading into the single digits overnight tonight, especially where we've got more than 7 inches of snow on the ground. Temperatures faring a little bit better, but not by much here in Bloomington and Columbus. You will hold on to those double digits as we go into our Thursday morning. A little bit of a breeze, though, and we are going to have wind chills to start off the day around 0. Then as that breeze kicks up, you can see southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's going to keep wind chill values, those feels like numbers, in the 20s through the afternoon. But the actual temperature does start to improve with lots of sunshine and that warmer flow out of the southwest. It'll get us a pretty good little jump here. By noon, our temperatures at 27, 35 into the afternoon. Above freezing will actually start to melt away some of that snow. And where you don't have as much snow on the ground, temperatures will be close to 40 degrees in Bloomington and Columbus on our Thursday afternoon, right at the freezing mark for you in Muncie. Jump ahead to Friday. We've got a pretty quiet stretch of weather that's going to be lasting for several days. We notice just a few more clouds that will kind of filter in throughout the day, but gradually warming things up here as we get back into the middle 30s Friday afternoon, as again, it's going to be dry here. And I think as we go into next week, it gets even warmer. The outlook is for above average temperatures, and this starts off just before Christmas here on December 23rd, goes through December 27th, and it looks like temperatures will actually get into the 40s for our highs. So kind of the funny thing is we got plenty of snow on the ground right now, but by the time we get to Christmas, looks like we are not going to see a white Christmas this year, as we have lots of sunshine coming our way here the next several days. There's a couple of chilly days, though, especially in the mornings. Tomorrow morning, single digits will be in the upper teens. By Friday morning, 38 will be the afternoon high there with mostly sunny skies. We go into the weekend, and temperatures will make their way into the lower 40s, and beyond that, in the 7-day planning forecast, we're actually talking about temperatures approaching 50 degrees. When you think that today we were at just 25, that'll feel pretty good.
Mother Nature's got some mood swings, I'll say.
A little bit right now.
We're starting to swing back in the right direction, though.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Well, here's Brad with a look at sports and what the Colts are focusing on now that playoffs are out of reach.
And good evening, everyone. The Colts are home against the Panthers on Sunday. The first reaction for many of us will be, so what? What do you do with these final 2 games now that the prospect of playing in the postseason is off the table? Well, the Colts seem to be moving forward with business as usual. A light session of work on Wednesday, and during the time open to the media, not much more than what you see here. Some stretching, a little light tossing, and not much else. Coach Frank Reich says these final games will give his team a chance to try some new things. He also mentioned a spirited meeting within his locker room after they had some time to process Monday's blowout loss.
You know, I think we're all disappointed where we're at, but we all realize that, you know, we have a lot to play for, and we're professional athletes, and you know, our fans deserve that. We deserve that with each other, and really want to prove ourselves trustworthy to each other and to our fans.
A couple guys didn't practice in today's walkthrough. Quincy Wilson, Kenny Moore, and Malik Hooker among the guys that did not go. Marion's already played for national titles in volleyball and women's soccer this month. The Knights football team is in Louisiana this week, getting set for a title game of their own. We caught up with Marion on campus before they made the trip down to Louisiana. Undefeated heading into the NAIA finals. It's been a season of redemption of sorts. Marion was unbeaten heading into the tourney last year, but they lost in the first round. That experience is paying off now. The Knights had to come from 2 scores down in 2 of their 3 playoff wins. They're back to the national finals for the first time since 2015.
Playing in our league is so competitive and tough that, you know, it's not the first time that we've faced a tough opponent or that, you know, we've been in a position where we have to rally or you know, to have to play well to win a game. So, you know, they just didn't flinch.
It's been a decade-long run of success for the Marion football program. 8 of 10 years in the postseason, 6 league championships, and this is their 4th berth in the NAIA title game. We'll see if they can bring home a 3rd championship trophy this weekend. Marion faces Morningside, Iowa on Saturday. It's a rematch of the 2012 final when the Knights clinched their first national championship.
Hundreds of central Indiana workers left without jobs right before the holidays are getting some assistance. How a virtual job fair will help former Celadon workers land new jobs.
On select models.
Hiring Hoosiers has spent 2019 connecting you to job opportunities, career resources, and training. Tonight, we're revisiting an organization that's looking for bilingual workers.
Certain industries need employees who can speak multiple languages, especially healthcare. Good Morning Indiana's Meredith Barrick shows you why bilingual employees are in demand at Eskenazi Health.
Hey, I'm Jennifer. I am a registered nurse. I currently work at Eskenazi in the outpatient clinic.
Jennifer Rivera is just one of the more than 350 bilingual employees who work for Eskenazi Health.
I'm able to communicate with the patients. Sometimes they come in and they're scared because they don't know how to communicate.
The Spanish-speaking nurse says she notices a sense of calm come over patients once they learn she can understand and then in turn help them.
Gracias. It helps me advocate more for my patients and their needs.
Aside from Spanish, Eskenazi sees patients who speak Burmese, a number of African dialects, French, and Arabic. That means they need employees who can speak those languages too.
We have nursing team members, we have social workers, physical therapists, individuals in the billing office. So when you think about it, everyone touches the lives of our patients in some way, and there's an opportunity for staff, if they're multilingual or bilingual, to exercise their gifts here at Eskenazi Health.
A gift that goes beyond the walls of the exam room.
I think just being able to talk to them in their own language helps them feel at ease, and then they're able to explain in more detail what's going on. The tension's gone in the room, and they open up. They might tell me something about, their kids or their home life.
Eskenazi also offers Bridging the Gap, which is free for its employees. It is a 6-week course of study where multilingual employees are able to learn everything from medical terminology to interpreting ethics, and encourages development to meet the needs of patients. And Eskenazi Health has hired 42 additional bilingual staff members since this story first aired back in March. If you are a multilanguage speaker and interested in opportunities at Eskenazi Health, head to hiringhoosiers.com for a look at jobs available.
Thousands of former Celadon employees are invited to a virtual job fair happening tomorrow. Earlier this month, the trucking and shipping company declared bankruptcy and announced it was shutting down, leaving 4,000 people across the country without jobs. Thursday's job fair is hosted by the Indiana Department of Workplace Development. Several local companies will talk about their hiring opportunities for drivers, mechanics, dispatch, customer service, and office support staff. The job fair begins at 10:30 a.m. You can find a link to register at hiringhoosiers.com. And make sure you're following our Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page for daily posts about job openings and all of our Hiring Hoosiers coverage. We'll be right back.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Andy Moore.
All right, you want to minimize your time outdoors, especially in the morning there, with temperatures that are going to start off single digits, but then we'll climb to 27 degrees there at noon. We'll get into the lower and middle 30s. Lots of sunshine coming our way. 7-day forecast, we got a warming trend. We're in the 40s for highs by Saturday, Sunday at 42. And then we'll see those numbers climbing closer to 50 degrees.
Is that welcome news for some people?
On Christmas Eve. I think it is for Amanda. Look at that reaction.
Yes, you just got to power through tomorrow morning. I might sleep through it.
Thanks for joining us tonight on RTV6 News at 11.
Good night.